What's good with you? Shit, I'm chilling right now. Gonna watch some YouTube, maybe some Netflix with wifey. Probably do some live reviews on some movies or something. And do a Q&A. You feel me? Y'all ask me questions, I answer them. Same thing. I ask y'all questions, y'all answer them type shit.
Chromebooks are seriously easy to set up, right out of the box. Just sign in with your Gmail and bam, all your files are right.
So with the clothing brand. Oh shit, you trying to see my merchandise and shit? My sweaters and shit, they go for $40. Depending on where I'm mailing it to, that you feel me? It's a shipping and handling charge for a full like sweatsuit, $80. Um, a t-shirt, $30 plus shipping. You feel me? If y'all serious, y'all send me the deposit through my Cash App. You feel me? My Cash App is $YW52. What you need, bro? What you need? Shit. Of course, man. You know this business. You feel me? I got to. Oh, you need the one cool bad? Oh yeah, all day long. I got those. You like the all black with the red and white Holmes Avenue. See what's going on YouTube, man.
I be on YouTube.
Just like y'all watching shit, man.
Um, hey.
Y'all know I killed our birds on accident. I shot them out because fucking birds is they natural habitat. It's the fucking you feel me, outside and shit. So I set them outside on a hot day for about 2 hours. I came outside, the motherfuckers was dead. That shit was crazy. Send your deposit to my cash app, bro, and I got you.
Marketing manager, need to know what the next thing to work on for Optimize is. Oribi is a marketing analytics tool that tells you exactly what part of your website to tackle first.
I disembarked at a walking run. Florence and Normandy was a hot corner. I turned the corner on the 71st and tried to pass Little Trade Ball's house and wondered if I should stop. No, I decided, make it home first. It was now well past midnight. Although there are more murders in the city on the weekends than the weekdays, it has nothing to do with gang members being workers. Gang members work all day, every day. This was a Wednesday, but that didn't mean I was more likely to survive. No, I was more likely to be killed anytime in any place they caught me.
Listening to this Buster Cody book right now.
Ducking and dodging in the driveways and behind trees. Anyone in any other part of this country would have thought I had either stolen something or was a nut. But any resident here who clocked my antics knew I was just trying to get from point A to point B in one piece. When I got home, I went to the back door, but it was locked. So I went back around to the front and knocked, but got no answer. I never had a key, never wanted one. I never asked mom for one, never offered one. I knocked again harder. Still, there was no answer. My mom's car was there. Suddenly, I heard voices from across the street and saw flashes coming from Rilo's garage. I went across the street cautiously. Rilo was welding pieces of metal together and working on his car. He was a civilian who worked at General Motors every day, but on the weekend, he pulled his 1974 Monte Carlo lowrider out and have a ball. He had a lot of tools and welding equipment. In fact, he would saw my weapons off for me and then smooth down the barrels on his grinder. When he saw me, his eyes lit up. He rapped a bit before he broke out some pot. My system was clean from not doing any drugs in a while for the last 6 months, so one stick of pop blew me over. When I finally jetted back across the street, I was really on paranoid. I banged on the door now. Bam, bam, bam. I was doing the get the fuck up, it's the police knocks. Bam, bam, bam. And that's who mom thought it was. Because before they had come to my cell with the search warrant, they gone to my house. Not believing mom when she told them that I was already in jail, they still made her come out of the house and get on her knees on the front lawn like a common criminal. I saw her now, peeking from behind the curtain. She couldn't recognize me, so she hit the porch light, splashing me with light. I freaked and bent down to avoid incoming rounds. The light, I shouted, pointing. Turn out the light, Mom. Hearing my voice, she finally registered who I was. As abruptly as I was splashed with light, I was now doused with darkness. The light was screaming, here he is, but the darkness said, shh, it's all right, it's all right. Mom opened the door slowly, after undoing more locks than I ever remember having seen on that door. Hi, Mom, I said with a dopey marijuana smile. I know she smelled it all over me. You know they're going to come get you, don't you? She said with a look of, why you keep doing this to me like this? Ooh, the police. That's who. For For what? I ain't done nothing. Boy, you done broke out of jail. Nah, mom, I beat my case. They let me out. Mom assumed that because I was 16, she had to come and get me like always. But I was not in juvenile hall anymore. In the juvenile tank, they just let you go. Boy, are you sure? She asked accusing me. Cause I can't take them trigger happy fools running up in here treating me like no thug. I work too hard for that shit, you hear me? Yeah, I hear you, mom, I said with my head down, wandering the length of the hallway like, damn, ain't nothing changed, I said. You been to see Sean? I asked, trying to get her off my back. Yes, I went last weekend. You know they gave him 36 years of life, my poor baby. Uh-oh, I thought, here it comes. Mom, I'm tired, I need some sleep. You need to stop smoking that goddamn weed, she hollered at me as I walked down the hall. I closed my bedroom door and waited, hoping she wouldn't come into my room and continue preaching. I knew she meant well, but I wasn't up to it tonight.
Bang.
I wanted to be loved, to be missed, to be wanted, not scolded. Now I was angry. I changed into my combat black, went out the window and into the garage. In a bag under the old chest of drawers, I had a 45 automatic that I had gotten from AC Rabbit, our Korean homeboy before my capture. The 45 had only 2 shells in the clip. I went across the wheelos and he gave me 8 more shells. I got on Little Monster's new 10-speed and rode quickly toward Brim Hood, all the while cursing about my mother's disregard for my feelings, never questioning mine for hers. From 69th to 62nd, I pumped furiously, needing to shoot somebody, eager to vent my anger. Rounding the corner on 62nd and Denker, I encountered what looked to be like Rounding the corner on 62nd and Denker, I encountered what looked to be 2 couples sitting on the back of a car playing oldies, hugging, being lovers. I slowed my pace and gave them the most evil mad dog stare I could come up with. All 4 turned their heads, and I'm almost sure prayed that I kept going. I made a tight circle in the street to see if any one of them were looking at me, but none were. I pedaled on toward Howdale. When I found no one there, I doubled back, noticing that the couples had vanished. I pedaled up to 62nd to the other side of Grimwood by Harbor Boulevard. Getting halfway up the block, I noticed a further move to my left in my peripheral vision. Turning abruptly in the direction of the movement, I grabbed for my weapon. Before I could draw, the movement shot out of the shadows like fluid. Damn, I said to myself, a cat. Shit, the damn cat seemed to be doing just as I had been doing, not more than an hour before, trying to get from point A to point B in one piece. I watched the cat momentarily before I continued my scan of the park. Turning right on Harbor Boulevard, I saw 2 Chicanos leaning against a brown gremlin talking. Both, I guess, were from F-13. We had no beef with them. Further down the block, I saw 3 cats who looked my age leaning against the van, talking and drinking beer. Bingo, enemies.
Bang.
I rode to within a house distance, approximately 20 to 30 feet, and made a circle to make sure they saw me. On my final route, I came up blasting. Doom, doom, doom. Oh, blood, I'm hit. Run, screamed a distant voice. Just keep running. One blood lay mostly per boulevard. Getting halfway up the block, I noticed a further move to my left in my peripheral vision. Turning abruptly in the direction of the movement, I grabbed for my weapon. Before I could draw, the movement shot out of the shadows like fluid. Damn, I said to myself, a cat. Shit, the damn cat seemed to be doing just as I had been doing, not more than an hour before, trying to get from point A to point B in one piece. I watched the cat momentarily before I continued my scan of the park. Turning right on Harbor Boulevard, I saw 2 Chicanos leaning against a brown gremlin talking. Both, I guess, were from F-13. We had no beef with them. Further down the block, I saw 3 cats who looked my age leaning against the van, talking and drinking beer. Bingo, enemies. I rode to within a house distance, approximately 20 to 30 feet, and made a circle to make sure they saw me. On my final route, I came up blasting. Doom, doom, doom. Oh, blood, I'm hit. Run, screamed a distant voice. Just keep running. One blood lay motionless in the street. The other 2 were pinned behind a tree. The van took the majority of my round. Doom, doom. The 45 had the low, slow baritone of a big bass. When I heard no other noise, I took off, retaining 1 round, pedaling as quickly as possible straight down Harbor across Gage Avenue. and into the peripheral interior of my hood. I felt like a Native American on horseback retreating back to my camp after slaying the enemy. I made a left on 67th Street and relaxed a bit. On Denker, I turned right and made my way home. I put the bike in the garage and entered the house. I went to my room and fell asleep. I slept very well. You may tie your shoes in the morning, but the mortician may untie them at night. Alma, Crazy D's mother, was telling us as we waited for D to gear up. She knew we were up to no good. Dressed heavily and in dark gear, Diamond, Trey Stone, and I sat on the couch, oblivious to anything Alma was saying. Our minds had long been locked on our upcoming mission. For once in a long time, we had gained the initiative in the conflict with the 60s. We knew we had to keep up the pressure. Tonight would be yet another offensive strike in a series of military maneuvers we had been conducting in the 60s hood to wear down the resistance. We had made so many successful runs in and out of the 60s that we arrogantly began calling ourselves the Demolition Squad. We had been seen so often by so many civilians that as of late, we were getting waves and head nods. We simply waved back. Our missions were successful largely because we had logistical help from the LAPD crash units. For 4 nights in a row, we had been getting helpful hints from our friends in blue, as they like to refer to themselves. But they quickly add, we are from the 77th Street gang, which just happens to not get along with the rolling 60s. Ignorant, very eager, and filled with a burning hatred for the enemy. We ate that shit up. We never realized that the 77th Street gang didn't get along with anybody in the New African community. Hey Monster, a tomato-faced sergeant said, I tell you, them goddamn 60s are talking about murdering you on sight. Oh yeah, who? Me, Scoop, Pete, and a few others. If I were you, I'd keep my gun close in hand, because those boys seem mighty serious. Yeah, well fuck the 60s. They know where I'm at. Yeah, but do you know where they are? I mean now. Nah, you? Then calling me to the car in a secretive manner, he said, they on 59th Street and 3rd Avenue. All the ones I just mentioned who've been bad-mouthing you. I was just telling my partner here that if you were there, they'd be scared shitless.
Babe.
If you get your crew and go now, I'll make sure you are clear. But only 15 minutes. You got that? He added with a wink and a click of the tongue.
Bring more clients to your door in 10 minutes a day. Try local SEO.
With Taboola native ads, your message blends in. Reach up to 1.5 billion users. Increase your performance and ROI. Taboola native ads. We don't hide, we blend in. Start now.
Yeah, I got it. But how I know you ain't setting me up? If I wanted to put you in jail, Monster, I'd arrest you now for that gun in your waistband. Surprised, I said righteous and stepped away from the car. We mounted up and went over to 59th and 3rd Avenue. Sure enough, there they were. And just as he had said, we encountered no police. This was our 5th night out in collaboration with our friends in blue. We had a 22 Magnum that shot 9 times. I had loaded it myself with long hollow points. But first, we went in search of a car to use on the mission. Once the vehicle was secured, we'd go and get more heavy weaponry for the mission. Once the vehicle was secured, we'd go and get more heavy weaponry for the mission. It had been 2 weeks since I was released. China was complaining that I didn't spend enough time with her, that all I did was think about the 60s. Since little GC's capture for the murder, she seemed to have lost some of her ability to be confrontational with the enemy. She still walked, talked, and dressed gangster, but since my release, she had not gone on one mission with me. In 1980, she was putting in much work. Now she wanted to be loved in a way that I could not approach seriously. I loved her for sure, but I was far from being a romantic. I felt threatened by romanticism. Thinking that perhaps I'd like it more than banging, so I shined away from it. So much had happened since the start of the conflict. Before the war, we, as a sect, but more like a family than a gang. Picnics, collective awareness, unity, and individual freedom abounded. Sure, we struck out at foes, but it was all in keeping with the traditional red and blue rivalries. Business, strictly business. We had one dead, one wounded. Now in 1981, we had 3 dead at the hands of the 60s and too numerous to know, wounded. As soon as the war started, freak accidents seemed to be flawless. Cocaine was killed by Mexicans in a burglary attempt. Bam was allegedly killed by one of our own. Dirty Butch was run over by a car. DB was stabbed to death by a wino. Bounty hunters kicked in JoJo's door and shot his mother and brother. Also, many had been captured. GC was given 15 years to life. Big Spike, Dumps, Fred J, and Little J received sentences ranging from 4 years to 25 years to life. Madbone had been captured for murder and given 7 years straight. Time Bomb and Harv Dog had also been captured for murder. Gangster Brown's house was being shot up 3 nights a week, and the summer hadn't even come yet. The set sagged miserably under so much, so fast. In as little as a 9-month period, we had gone from being a happy extended family with an infrastructure capable of meeting many of the needs of those driven to the street for whatever reason to an exclusive military machine. By June 1981, those who had stuck it out were well-seasoned veterans who could be compared to long-range reconnaissance patrol soldiers in Vietnam. There was nothing else for us but war, total war. After no success whatsoever in finding a vehicle to commandeer, Crazy D, Trey Stone, Diamond, and myself found ourselves clear up in the rolling 90s. Not one of our more cordial neighbors. Before we decided to double back toward the hood. Diamond was in control of the strap. We walked down the adjacent alley off Western Avenue in twos, ever on alert. When we got to 89th Street, we crossed Western, hoping to catch a victim in the Thrifty's parking lot. There were none. We decided to try St. Andrews Park. We walked the length of St. Andrews to 87th Street, and there we found a civilian waxing a custom van. Just the thing we needed, a van. This meant more shooters could be secreted inside. More shooters meant more deaths. We stepped to the victim. Hey man, I began spirited as if I were really impressed by his van. This is a clean van. Yeah, you like it, said the civilian, who stood about 6'3" and looked to weigh about 300 pounds.
How bad?
Hell yeah, said Trey Stone. The civilian then took in our attire and demeanor and amped on adrenaline, looked everywhere but at his van. Yeah, I work for my things, he said nervously, and then, as if expecting something, he added, too hard. At that, Diamond swung into motion. It all seemed rehearsed. He had done it so many times. One step back, draw the weapon, and instruct the Vic to lie down on his stomach. Then, either Trey Stone or I would frisk the Vic, taking anything he had. We treated the women much better than the men. We never raped the women, nor would we take their whole purse. Oh, man. But this time when Diamond swung into motion, his action was countered, as if the Vic was a mind reader. When Diamond made his step backward, the Vic took one step forward, and when Diamond reached for his waistband to retrieve the strap, the Vic pounced on him with all of his height and weight. Diamond went down as if he wasn't even in the Vic's way. D, Trey Stone, and I moved with alacrity to aid the homie, who was now being pummeled by the Vic, who was screaming something about him working too hard for his shit. Somehow, Diamond managed to wiggle free from the Vic. He did so on his own, because the head blows we were delivering to the Vic seemed to do little. The man had gone crazy on us. When Diamond jumped up, looking like a frightened boy who had just seen a ghost, he started backing away, mouthing something that we could not catch. The Vic began to turn his big frame in our direction.
This is how Fiverr changed my life. My name is Drew, and I'm the face and hands behind the Lone Fox YouTube channel. I started my first channel when I was 16, and I was able to teach myself how to edit on Windows Movie Maker and create mediocre graphics in Photoshop. I always had a vision for my brand, but without the proper skill set, it can be hard to achieve on your own, until about 2 years ago when I found Fiverr. For my logo, exclusive merch collection, blog, and e-commerce website, I found the help I needed to turn my vision into a reality. Search the site for the
that sweet. Yeah.
Bad.
I need you to grease my scalp, baby.